Arlene here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How you guys doing today? I hope all is well with everyone and you're having a fabulous weekend. I'm coming to you at about 2 o'clock, 2:20 on Saturday afternoon. Not sure when I'll get this up, but I'm just going to do a quick lantern decor today for my outside on my front porch. I'm going to be using, hang on, remember this real pretty red lantern that I got in my country store? A country store much like the one over in Harrisonburg, Virginia, called Country Treasures. Y'all could Google that. Although they don't have a website, but if you all are ever over near Harrisonburg, Virginia, you could go over there and check out that wonderful country store. Anyway, I'm going to be working with this lantern today. I am going to, as you can see behind me here, I've already prepared my pip berries with the little lights. You can kind of see them flashing on and off there. I've got them in the combination mode. I am not sure if I'll get much more in this video today. I may go ahead and add all of the outdoor decor as well, because I'm not doing all that much. I'm just kind of replacing my front door wreath with a birdhouse wreath that I've already made and that you guys have already seen. For those of you that are new, I'll try to put a link up in the right hand corner for you guys can go and see how, I think I did a voiceover for that one, or I may have a video. Gosh, it all runs together. You see, I had a blog before I had my YouTube, and I did do some videos, although I wasn't that wonderful at doing them back. Not that I am now, I don't mean that, but I'm kind of a little bit more comfortable now, you know, talking into, you know, to you guys, but more because I think I've gotten to know a lot of you, even though I can't remember names. If I saw your face, I'd never forget your face, but I'm terrible with names, so please forgive me. Please, please, please forgive me. Anyway, as you can see, as I said, I already have my fairy lights wrapped around my pip berries that will go inside of this. And what I figured out too is they definitely have a timer mode. So I'm going to be putting them on a timer. Come with a remote, and you can see the timer right there in the top center. So I'm going to be setting them, you know, at dark to come on and flash and, you know, go off 6 hours later. I'm going to be putting one of those in my mailbox too. Won't that look spiffy? I can't wait. Anyway, I wanted to show you the box. I got 4 sets of these lights for, I believe it was like $18 off of Amazon, and I will put a link in the description of this video so that you guys can see. It'll come in a little box. 4 sets of them will come in a little box like this, and I'll show them the little box up close when I turn the camera around. The little housing box. They are indoor, outdoor lights, so you can put them outside in the weather. Somebody asked me that, and I was like, oh, I don't know, and I had to look. And they are indoor, outdoor lights. Woohoo! So, how cute will that be out at the mailbox to, you know, have them come on each evening and flash around for 6 hours? I think that's so cool. But anyway, let me get the camera turned around, or my iPhone actually turned around, and my selfie stick turned around. And I'm gonna get started making up this lantern and a funky bow, and I don't know what I'll come up with. I'll show you what materials I have, supplies I have. All the supplies, most of the supplies, I will admit, I went to Hobby Lobby this morning and somebody walked in as I was checking out and said, hey Arlene, so nice to see you. And I was like, who are you? And you know, I did not retain her name. Oh my goodness, but thank you so much for stopping and saying hey, and you know, stay longer next time and chit chat with me for a little bit. It was so good to meet you though, and thank you for your sweet words, and oh my goodness, I was so touched. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna turn this phone around and get started on this lantern, and we'll see what I can come up with. I'm not sure exactly what I want it to look like, but we are gonna know what it's gonna look like here before long. Be right back. Okie dokie, here I am, back again. And as I was just mentioning, I had gone to Hobby Lobby this morning because I needed a 3rd ribbon for my funky bow. This is what I'm gonna make my funky bow out of. The wreath that I made, my birdhouse wreath, has this ribbon in it. So I was going to use that red and white gingham ribbon that I purchased a while back, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't mix the red and white gingham with this. It just didn't feel right to me. So I went ahead and purchased some of this, and I got a white chevron that's a little thinner. That's only 1.5 inches. And I did go to the Christmas section and use my 40% off discount coupon, and I got some of this, which is really cool. So that will be my funky bow, those three together. So we'll get back to the funky bow. And the only other thing I purchased, well, I did get some little birds because I want to add a little bit of yellow, and I thought about adding some of these flowers too here that you can see here. But you know what, you guys, I could not find a ribbon that I wanted to incorporate into the funky bow that's not like bright yellow. I even went to the fall section to see if I could find some, you know, some gold kind of ribbon. Well, my vision is not what the people who buy for these stores' vision is, obviously, because I couldn't find any kind of ribbon that would have gone. So I decided, well, I don't have to have yellow in the funky bow. I can add it in with a couple of different accent pieces. So I got me some butterflies and a couple of little yellow birds. And I thought, why don't I just add an accent here and there? And if y'all remember right, I've got this too. This is supposed to go on candles, but I might put that right in the center of the funky bow to pull in some of the yellow. So we'll see if this all comes together. This is, you know, I also have some little cardinals here. So I don't know. I don't know what all will work out, but I'm going to try to combine it and see what I come up with. So let's get started. First, the other thing I bought, sorry, is some of these cotton balls, or cotton. This one is a little broken. Oh my goodness. But I watched a video this morning. Davita, if you're watching, honey, I loved your video, and she used some of these. Go check her channel out, Davita Lane. She is lovely, and she makes some really pretty things and does a lot of neat hauls. She cooks, she does a whole bunch of different things. So go and check out her YouTube channel. Davita, I'll give you a link in the description for her channel. She's a lovely lady. And I think she made some of these from scratch, which obviously I didn't do. I just purchased them because they're 50% off this week in Hobby Lobby, and I guess I could probably make these. I'll have to watch her tutorial and figure it out. Anyway, I think I will incorporate some of these in the funky bow, and maybe one or two inside the lantern as well. All right, so let's get started, and I'm gonna grab this Pickberry garland. And right now I have this set on combination. And as you can see, do a freeze frame for you there. All of the different choices that you have. And you don't have to find this in order to make the choice. I mean, you can change them by pushing this little button inside. But they also come with a remote, and you can just pick the number on the remote and choose what you want to watch. Isn't that cool? Let's get started. Let's put this in. I'm going to open up the door here. I did clean this up a little bit. Just sitting outside for that, like, what, a month or less. It got kind of messy out there. So I'm going to start with just putting this in the bottom, and it will be well camouflaged, I think. And then I'm simply just gonna like stuff this Pickberry in and let it kind of intertwine and do whatever it's gonna do. I'm gonna hold it up a little bit because I do want it to cover the whole lantern. I would say this piece of Pickberry is probably, I think I probably cut maybe a foot off of it to make a candle ring, but it is probably 5 feet worth, 4 or 5 feet worth of Pickberry. It doesn't have to be that much, just enough to, you know, to show these lights off inside. And I think I probably am going to revisit the inside a little bit and add, depending on what I put in the bow, I'll come back and look And I'll probably add a couple of flowers, or I may not. I may just let it just be just like that, because that filled it up really nicely, didn't it? All right, so that is all there is to it. Obviously, I'm not making a centerpiece. This is going to be a standalone lantern. I might sit it, if it fits, I bought that wrought iron chair at that spiffy craft show that we went to, what was it, the Bodacious Bazaar down in Hampton, Virginia. I hear that's coming back in November. We might go back and revisit that, but we went to this Iron Works fella and bought the chair and a little tricycle that you guys will see out on the front porch. So if this fits in the chair, I think that's where I'll put it. I have it sitting next to my little red wagon. So, all right, let's move this aside, and we're gonna start making the funky bow. So, got my handy dandy little wire cutters, and I'll give you a link for these. Y'all are asking me about these all the time. These are really nice. I get them at Home Depot. I'll give you a link for those in the description as well. So I'm going to cut 3 strips of 30 for each, where's my rotary cutter? There it is. For each of these ribbons. So I'm going to go ahead and speed through this part, because this, I'm sure, would bore you guys to tears. Then I am also going to chevron the ends of all of them before I put the funky bow together. So y'all will see me do that as well. I will be right back. And I'm just doing this to make it easier for me to grab them as I go. There we go. All right, now I've got my pipe cleaner, just need 1 pipe cleaner. And again, I learned how to do a funky bow through a lady named Julie over there at Southern Charm Wreaths. Although I have kind of adopted my own style a little bit, so I do want to give her credit though, because that's where I learned how to do the basic concept. So how I'm going to do this is, as I said, I cut, 3 30-inch strips out of each ribbon. I'm going to make the loops on the ribbons 5 inches long, and I want 10-inch tails. So that means I go to 10 and to 20 and bring those 2 together, and that gives me my 5-inch loop and my 10-inch tails. And it doesn't matter. I might have cut one end a little bit shorter than the other when I was dovetailing, but that's okay. So I want to do 3 colors the same way. Then these 3 I want to do the opposite way, and then when I do these 3, I'm going to do it the other way again. So that's how we do it. 10, 20, pull it together, pinch it together. And somebody asked me too if I kind of pile them on one top, pile each subsequent loop on top of the next. I don't. I kind of put them side by side, and that's the way they go. And I'll try to stop and show you as we go here. So again, 10, 20, put together. Oh, this is nice, really pretty ribbon. I really like this. And pinch it together. Turn the right, this kind of has a right side. And there you can see it's kind of, they are going to get jumbled up a little bit, and probably some will slip behind and forward, but basically it's side by side, and however they kind of pinch in there is the way they pinch in. So, all right, now we're going to start going the other, turning the loop the other direction. I'll show you what I mean. 10 and then 20, and then pinch them together and turn that loop the other direction. Bring that right side up And yes, my hand is cramping, so I'm going to speed up just a smidge. 20. This is all, well, the two chevron ribbons, burlap ribbon, they are very thick ribbons. So, hard for me to hang on to. I'm a big lady, but my hands, I don't have very big hands. So, or feet, actually, for my size. I only wear a size 8.5, which from, you know, I'm 5'8.5. Isn't that weird? I'm 5'8.5 and my shoe size is 8.5. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, that was probably too much information there, but whatever. All right, one more time, and we're going to turn these loops back the way we started again. And this is getting harder and harder to hold on to because these chevrons are so thick and nice. Oh my goodness. Okay, 2 more. I just yammer right along here while I'm doing this, don't I? Well, maybe I'm getting better at talking while I'm crafting. Yeah, wait till I start doing this. Put this bow on here, and I'll probably get real quiet. 1 more. 10, 20. Woo. I made a mess out of that, didn't I? Get me a 5-inch. There we go. Alrighty. Oh. Take your pipe cleaner and just lay it over the middle. Kind of go to the center point in your pipe cleaner. And then just lay that in the middle. Oh. My hand is so cramped I can't even move my thumb. Then wrap, take it around the bottom and around the top. And kind of use the hand that you're holding the ribbon together with as resistance and pull really tight and then twist. Whew. And there we go. We have a funky bow. Now, of course, it takes a while to get it, you know, fluffed up and get all of the tails kind of mixed up and mixed in with one another. But take the time to do that because it, you know, gives it more interest. And remember, don't worry if one is longer than the other. Sometimes that adds interest in and of itself, but you can always cut them shorter, you know. So I like to err on the side of caution and make things a little longer because you can't really lengthen things once you cut them short. So anyway, next thing I want to do is think about what else I want to go in with this bow. Also, too, once you get it on the lantern, you can really tweak it and make sure that you have things going the way you want. That's pretty good for right at the moment. So next thing I want to do is figure out some long flowers. I want to put flowers, oh my goodness, come here, some of these. So let me cut a few tufts of these. I bought these last week from Hobby Lobby, I believe. And they were, I used my coupon because these were in with the fall flowers. I think that's enough of that color. I want to add in some white and some other red too. These were 40% off, I believe, when I purchased these. See, got quiet on you guys, didn't I? All right, now what I want to do is leave enough room for that funky bow to sit in there. And I will probably even add more flowers to this. But for now, I want to use, I only got one out. Or no, I got more than one. I'm going to use these twist ties. This is something else I learned from that nice lady where I learned how to do the monkey bow, to use tie wraps to hold. I think I did it backwards. Not real proficient with tie wraps, obviously. There we go. There we go. And I want to do more than one for sure, because I've got them at all different lengths. And get on there, buddy. I don't want them falling out. And I want to cut one piece of ribbon. And I'm going to snug that down, go to the center point. And I'm going to snug that right down into the pipe cleaner as well. And this is what I will use to tie this on the lantern. Now, if I were going to go sell this, which I don't, as you know, I don't sell my things. But what I also learned from Julie is if she, you know, if I was going to sell this and people would be taking them on and off of their lanterns often, I would be covering all the mechanics up with the green leaves that are left over and so on. But because I don't sell my things and I'm going to be the only one seeing these when they come on and off, I'm not going to worry about that. But that's just a hint for those of you who might make something like this and might sell it. So there we go. All right, so now I'm going to bring this forward here. First thing I'm going to do is tie this on, and then let me see if I can lift up the camera a little bit so you guys can get a better look at what I'm doing. There we go. All right. And I just simply there's a little, section here, and I'm just going to kind of smush the ribbon down in there, and I'm going to tie a nice little square bow, I think this time, which is left over right. It's Chris coming and going there, so that I can just untie it and take it off and put it away when I go to switch this out for fall. So, and left over right. As you'll see when I start tweaking this, it's amazing how it all comes around the lantern, which I just love. It kind of makes it all look like one big piece. It's kind of cool. All right, so there we go. And I want to chevron the edges. Is it fixing to rain out there, honey? No. Okay. There we go. And that'll be fine. Let's be anal then. Let's cut it up a little bit shorter. That matches the other side. There. All right, now turn this back around and let me start working with this. So, first thing I want to do is I want to plug in my hot glue gun, because I think I do want this right in the center. Although I think I'll be able to put that on because it does have a button, but I know I'm going to have to probably glue my birds in. So, anyway, of course I can't I have to start fiddling with it already, don't I? Hang on, all righty. It's up there. I do want to add some of this cotton, I think, down here. I should have put this in with the, I don't want to cover it up so much. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get me another cotton sprig up top too. Like that. Hide it underneath the I do have smaller tie wraps, but I am all thumbs with those, so these work a little better for me. There we go. I'll come back to that. First thing, I know I want this in the middle. Turn it this way for just a second. I'm just gonna kind of put two of these loops together. Kind of poke it in there, maybe. And it's got like one of those, remember the little brownie pins we put on our sashes? Y'all remember that? That's kind of how this looks. Oh my goodness. Miss Fingernails here, I don't know. There we go. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's open the butterflies up, see what we can do with them. I love having hot flashes when I'm trying to do this. Can y'all see my face? Look at my face. I look as red as that ribbon. They're getting better though, you guys. It's not as, they're fewer and farther between every single day. For that, I'm extremely grateful. Well, these are really expensive. They fell right apart. All right. We're going to use a little glue. Now, where do I want them? I might do these yellow birds too, but I think I'd rather have them sitting kind of up there. Maybe a butterfly down here. Blue. Maybe one right there. All right. Well, that's all I have. I only have two. So let me see if I can something with the birdies to bring some of this yellow in. We nestle one right there. I'm gonna glue them, you guys, so just excuse me for being like a brute here. And I'm gonna nestle one right there. All right. Hold into place a little bit. just gonna put, you know, I've seen ladies with, oops, I ran out of glue here, with their hot glue like pans. Right here is where something like that will come in handy. Get another glue stick. I like it. I think just like that. Look. Yeah. I'm loving it. So that, my friends, and use it. Get it back for them. I love it. I think it's pretty. I think I'm really gonna like this out on the front porch. So I'm gonna take it out there and see where I can sit it down. Sit up there, Birdie. Except that he fell over. I need to fix him. And see if we can go out to the mailbox and get that situated too today. So we still have the Patriotic stuff out on the mailbox, so I need to redo that. So let's do that, and I'll come back with a few last words. Be right back. I'm really happy with this. I'm getting pretty good at these, huh? Just kidding. Hi everyone, I'm out here at the mailbox. Use the rock sitting on top of the mailbox. We don't need the rock. Sorry. Chris is out here. He's behind the camera helping me. And the first thing, I'm going to put my mailbox together here for you guys. Well, to a point anyway. But the first thing I want to point you to are the little lights, the fairy lights, that we have a little trough here behind our mailbox. Excuse any kind of dirt or yuck sitting around here, but it is outdoors. But we have one of those little fairy light battery packs snug down in there, and I'm going to, it says they are waterproof, so we're going to test it out. And I'm going to wrap the lights around my arrangement after I get it done. We put my old birdhouse that I had on here with my red and white gingham stuff, I guess, and took it down for the Patriotic, and it looks like a bird, or it's looking worn. What can I say? But I will probably cover that up with these flowers. I've got some flowers to make a little arrangement around this birdhouse with. I've also got some cotton down in here. So let's see what I can come up with. I know one lady said that she likes to watch me do these little arrangements. So I do have some of the floral oasis. Cut that down a little bit. This mason jar is a solar mason jar, and it comes on every night, and it looks so pretty out here. But I will make sure that I come out here once I get this done to show you these little fairy lights, because I really think they are going to be pretty spiffy out here. It is hotter than the hinges of Hades, you guys. I don't know what the temperature is, but the humidity is like 500%. So I need to get one in that little space right there. And I do have I don't know how these are going to hold up in the weather. Probably not very well, but I thought I would try them. These little cotton ball thingies. As well give it a try, huh? I need another little white thing right there, which I'll get when I go back to the house. I'm out of stuff. I didn't bring enough. But I am going to go ahead and wrap these these lights around it. All right, now I'm going to just take these lights, which, as you all have heard me say, kind of have a mind of their own a little bit. But I am going to try to intertwine them into and around my stuff here. I'm going to come around the birdhouse. And I'm really just going to kind of keep going around and around, because let's go around the front here. I don't know how many are on each strand. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't know if we're going to really be in love with these when we go to take them off come fall, because these do tend to stick to one another. And again, I'm going to say, if you guys get these, you need to put on your patience hat because they like to stick to themselves. And I'm going to keep going maybe one way if I can here and finish this up. Right around the mason jar and wrap it around the little handle here in the back. There we go. Now we will see how these work out. I'm going to leave this open kind of in the back. I might bring a flower and put it out here, but I want to be able to get to the little box. We're going to make a bow. As you can see, we put the birdhouse up there, a birdhouse sign up, and the welcome mailbox cover. That is an extra large mailbox cover, and that came from Amazon. I'm not sure if I can find you a link for that, but I will try. But this is an extra large. It does have magnets on it, so that hold it onto the mailbox. So that's it. I will probably spray my Never Wet very carefully on this, and think about making a bow, and I'll be back out here with some final comments for the day. All right, be back with the finished product here out at our mailbox. Chris has been busy up there. He took the bunting down, and I switched out the flags, and we put up my old wreath. Probably the last time I'm going to use that on the light post. And I decided I was going to put a bow on here. I wasn't going to at first because I really don't have anything that's kind of this feel, you know, but I found just this plain burgundy ribbon, so I made like a flouncy bow out of that, and that'll be fine. So I'm getting ready just to spray very lightly with my Never Wet. I already did the flowers, so I don't want to do them again, but I do want to do the bow. I will give you a link in the description for this, but I just want to spray the bow. And that's it. So I'm going to come out here later this evening and turn on my lights. That way when it gets dark, they'll come on automatically. Okie dokie, everybody. Well, I am finished for the day. And I do think I did replace my Patriotic wreath with this thing, which is starting to show its age more in that the deco mesh has faded. Not because of anything else other than the deco mesh kind of faded. It was kind of an ombre kind of looking deco mesh that went kind of like from a burgundy to a burlap, but I'm gonna let her hang out here for the rest of the summer, I think. And I switched out my flags. Now I'm going to be doing a home tour next after this video. So I'm just going to kind of give you a glimpse of what I've done out here. And then the home tour I will show you more in detail. I switched out my flag. Got this flag down in Williamsburg. I'm leaving kind of the American flags in there. That's kind of all that's left over of my patriotic decor. But I like the flags in that. And, you know, we can be patriotic all year round here in the United States, can't we? So I'm going to leave those flags in there, I think, for the rest of the summer until this. To show you, too, I got this. That is a metal bird. It's on a, can you see it's on a kind of a stalk there, or on a pick. I mean, it's very heavy. Got that for 66% off, or 88% off at Hobby Lobby. Paid $4 for it, regardless of what the percentage off was. But he's sticking in that plant too. I just have a bow tied around my milk can there. We switched out this wreath. I made this wreath about a year or so ago. Here's my lantern. And I did sit it on that metal chair that we got down at that bodacious bazaar down there in Hampton, Virginia. And then all I did in here was I added some more yellow, and I pulled out some of the flowers that were in, that I used in this, and I put them in the red wagon decor. I also put some cotton in there, laid some up top. But now you can see why I wanted to get the chevron ribbon, because I did use it in several places out here. So I wanted to use it in the swag topper too. But that's it for today. I may come out and take a quick picture of the mailbox at night, or a quick video of the mailbox at night, and then come up here and show you this too at night, and then I will say goodbye for this video. Be back one more time when it gets dark, folks. First thing I wanted to show you was the pretty sunset. Look how pretty. And then I just came out here and turned on my little lights, and I put them on fade in, fade out. I don't want anything too crazy out here. So that'll do that. I gotta hit timer, I think. Now they'll stay on for 6 hours and should go off by themselves. I've got a bird just chirping right at me. Oh. My goodness. Anyway, here we are out at the out at the mailbox. What is the deal with the bird? Oh, there it goes. I hear one over there answering. Anyway, we're going to go up the driveway now, and there's the back. Watch you get fade in and fade out. Maybe when I do the home tour, I will make sure to come out when it's darker. And up the driveway we go. Again, I'm not going to pause too awful much, just enough to show you the lighting out here, and I will explain about the lighting when I do the home tour. Again, I'll explain all about the lighting and everything. We do have up lights and wash lights that shine up on the house. Oh, goodness. There's a little lantern, or shepherd's hook / lantern holder thingy that we got from the Bodacious Bazaar too. And here we are on the front porch. I have that on a combination of lights. And then I just have plain white lights in the wagon, and they go off after, all of these lights go off after 6 hours. On at dusk and then off 6 hours later. I think I might need to move this plant. We have a light that shines on the front door, but I think the plant is taking over and is not lighting up the front door too much. But that's it, you guys, for the outdoor decor. Now, next up will be the home tour. And I'll probably go through, I'll start out at the mailbox again and go down the sidewalk, and then we'll go in, and I'll even take you through the living room and dining room and upstairs as well. Just a real quick tour of those rooms, and then show you in detail what I've done to put the house kind of back to just a normal generic decor. This is what will stay until fall, probably about mid-September. But anyway, for now, I'm just gonna say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.